What's up everybody, I am Jesse. Here with me is Daniel for the Highlands Gamescast. Today we're going to be discussing the newest Zelda theory that went up on our channel, which was a third Hero of Time quest speculated from new events or new artwork in Twilight Princess HD and some facts from Wind Waker HD. Although they are in separate timelines, you'll see what we mean as we discuss it. So this was a video that just went up. It was written by Lorulean historian on our Discord.
Good guy.
It was voiced by Ilia Rose, a new voiceover person on our channel. It was edited by myself. It has gameplay from Daniel and Zelda Master Luke. And it was at least this version of the theory, because there are different versions. It was created or thought up or something by the team of Lorulean historian, Cole Wise, Kaba Wise now is his username, and Time and Nature. So there was comments on the video saying that Time and Nature was the first person who, because I want to give everyone credit, there was comments saying that Time and Nature was the one who discovered one key piece of the artwork that is on Ganondorf's armor. But then there were other comments from people saying that they were the one that found the artwork, but they thought one person commented and said that they thought it was common sense that people already knew this. I guess kind of like in Ocarina of Time, when you go to Hyrule Castle, you see the artwork of Mario along the walls as the Easter eggs. Like, I don't think any one person can claim they found that first. Like, it's just stuff that apparently everyone has, aside from us, found. I don't even know what the heck that was. That was a weird comment thing.
Yeah, I was just dealing with that. Sorry.
Someone like sent their address or something?
I think someone else's address and a lot of information into the chat. That's private information, folks. don't do that.
So, if you don't know this theory, you can go watch it. It is called, I think the full title is Zelda Theory, the Hero of Time's Lost Third Quest, which is literally what the theory is about. So you can go watch it after you listen to us discuss it, or you can watch it and come back and listen to us discuss it. But to quickly cover it, there is new artwork on the wall, which Alnuma said that there was a lot of stuff in Twilight Princess HD that would remind people of Breath of the Wild. And this artwork, like, there was literally a piece of artwork from the E3 showing of Breath of the Wild. So that could be what he was referring to, because I believe it was in Mallow's Mart and one other place. It was literally a scene from Breath of the Wild on the wall, like in a picture frame. But there was also, among many, many other changes to Twilight Princess HD and the textures, there was also
Jesse.
No, I'm gonna edit this part out of the video.
Okay, sure.
Just some idiot in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put him in timeout.
No, he needs to be banned.
Oh, okay, could do that.
Yeah, just ban him.
Yeah.
All right. Any mods, keep an eye out for the idiot trying to make a second fake account or something.
Yeah, RPG jumped on it.
Alright, so I lost my train of thought.
I'm so
the
sorry.
Theory. No, the theory.
Yes,
the theory. It is, we all know, and Nintendo has confirmed that, I mean, I have to start this off by saying this, because Gibbs trying to troll us, knowing But,
yes.
Yeah. So Gibbs was the
Not
first
just us, other people in the comments too,
saying that Majora's Mask, Link, Link in fact does not die in Majora's Mask. Nintendo has said this a few different times. Al Numa, the person who created the game, literally said you're playing the game wrong, which is something I reference as many times as I can. The creator of the game literally said you're playing the game wrong if you go through the game believing this. There are other videos where we talk about the interviews and other theories and stuff. But anyways, this theory suggests his third quest. There is armor on Ganondorf that depicts Link and a monster, presumably Ganon or some sort of dragon, fighting each other.
Yeah.
And there are the murals or the carvings on the wall that can be found in several different places, but most notably in Hyrule Castle town. Going to the Hyrule Castle, you can see it. It's 3 images, one with Link and a woman with a Zora, I believe, one with Link and a man with the Rito, one with Link with a female and a male with the Goron, and the Goron is like bringing down the Triforce, or at least the Triforce is depicted in it. Whether or not the Goron has anything to do with that, we don't know. So alright. I'll have to delete this part too. I think I just...
Okay.
One of the mods do something to, like, just... like, delete that guy or something. Block him. Whatever. Alright, so... train of thought. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. You know, I'm on it, so it's all good.
So, with this, it depicts all this stuff, which those 3, the Zora, the Goron, the Rito, are 3 of the champions from Breath of the Wild. Obviously, we don't have the Gerudo there, but the woman could be a Gerudo.
It could be.
Because you can't really tell on like a stone carving what characteristics they have. No. So, it could be a Gerudo pictured with Link as the young male. And so this all kind of tells the story of a battle that happened with Ganon, with the Hero of Time. Because the Hero of Time is really the only Link that Twilight Princess references. And we know that after Majora's Mask, Link is presumed to have not had any other adventures. He most likely went back to Ocarina of Time. We know he grew up old enough to become a man, have kids, because Link in Twilight Princess is the descendant of Link from Ocarina of Time, and Link, the Hero of Time in Twilight Princess, is the Hero Shade. So this is all stuff that isn't a theory. This has all been confirmed by Nintendo. So it hints at, like, there's a gravestone and stuff, and there's hints that the Hero Shade, or the Hero of Time, became a knight for the royal family before he died, which makes sense. Because in a lot of the Zelda games, he or people in his family are depicted as knights of the Hylian royal family of Hyrule Kingdom. And since he already saved Hyrule, even though that was kind of washed away, he still has all the experience from that, and he did save Termina. So it all points to him having all of these various sword techniques, which he passes on in Twilight Princess as the Hero Shade to the Hero of Light. But all of this artwork and stuff depicts him having another quest, another adventure. You can see the artwork on Ganondorf's armor when he is being, like, during a few scenes, but most notably when he's being sent to the Twilight Realm, which is supposed to take place like sometime after the events of Ocarina of Time. And the most interesting part for me, which is something that Lorulean historian pointed out, was that the hero's bow is an adult bow that is given to the Gorons by the hero. The green tunic that is adult-sized that the light spirit gives you when you first get the green tunic in Twilight Princess is meant for an adult. Like, it's the perfect size for an adult Link, not child Link. And then the Zora armor is given to you, and it's the perfect size for an adult. And it's different than the Zora armor from Ocarina of Time. And it said that it was crafted specifically for the hero. Like, the King Zora specifically made it himself for the hero, like the ancient hero or whatever.
Right.
So it wasn't the generic tunic that they just sell in the shop. This was handmade by the King Zora for adult Link. So for all of this to happen, he needed to have another adventure as an adult in Hyrule against Ganon. Because he has the bow, which theorized, since it's the same name from the bow from Majora's Mask, that he either took the bow, saved Hyrule, gave it to the Gorons. He had this tunic made for him that was given to him by the gods or whatever, the adult green tunic. And he had the Zora tunic that was made specifically for him. And all that, plus the depiction of him battling against something, which, if you just go from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to Twilight Princess, he never battles Ganon. Like, that's adult Link, which takes place in the Wind Waker timeline. So for it to depict this battle against Ganon, and for Ganondorf to have the carvings of it on his armor, he must have done something to become Ganon or something, who knows. And he battled against Link, presumably died or whatever, or maybe not died but was defeated, and then he was taken and sent to the Twilight Realm. So this suggests that the scene in Twilight Princess where he's being sent to the Twilight Realm, a lot of people assume this takes place almost immediately after Ocarina of Time ends. Link warns Zelda of Ganondorf's plans, and then they take him to the Arbiter's Grounds. But all of this theorizes that once he got back from Majora's Mask, he warned Zelda, or like he warned Zelda and then he went off to Majora's Mask. But then when he came back, maybe something happened to where they weren't able to stop him, and Link had to go up and fight him once again. But none of the games talk about this, except Twilight Princess does hint to it. And the shield he has in the carvings looks identical to the shield that Link's grandmother gives you in Wind Waker. Like, it has the same shape with the giant Triforce in the center, and it said that shield is passed down from the original hero.
Yeah, or it's the family shield as well. I think it's that they mentioned that family shield is a tradition to hang on the wall. Yeah, like they mentioned so that it's a family tradition to hang it on the wall, but I think they also, because I had to find the scenes in the video, but it says something about the shield was passed down from the original hero who had it. And the artwork depicts the same shield in Twilight Princess. So the theory also points towards that hero being the hero of time somehow, which doesn't quite make sense for Wind Waker to be tied to it as well, because this would be happening in the child timeline, not the adult timeline. So there is a bit of odd stuff going on there, but the shield points to the hero from Ocarina of Time, because that's also the only hero that Wind Waker talks about. So it's... Yes, which one is like far more explicitly hero of time than Twilight Princess is more heavily implied as opposed to explicitly said outright. So
there's a lot of stuff going on there. I probably did a bad job of trying to explain it all, but there is all of the evidence laid out in nice fashion in the actual video, but I wanted to explain it the best I could from memory.
I just finished editing the video yesterday, so it's one of the most recent videos up. But I wanted to get a discussion going on this. So I wanted to explain it to everyone in the video so you could discuss it in the chat, I could discuss it with you, and Daniel and I could discuss it together. So what are your thoughts on all of this, Daniel?
Feels good. Honestly, the shield was, I think, the part that kind of got me, because it's said in Wind Waker that it's their family shield that's passed on, but then it also says, like you said, that it was passed from the Hero of Time. So I'm not sure if it's he stopped using the Hylian shield, or I guess he had the Hero's shield and Majora's Mask, which is, they're both called the Hero's shield, but very different in design. So I'm not sure if it got changed over generations, like they just tweaked it and changed the design a little bit. And the only thing that stayed the same really was the Triforce on it.
Alright, so Wind Waker HD, because I just looked it up in the video.
Okay.
When she first gives it to you, she says, "You got the Hero's shield." This is the in-game description, not his grandmother saying. It says, "You got the Hero's shield. This is the legendary shield said to have been used by the hero himself."
Yes.
And
so that's the in-game description.
Yes.
And then what she says is that it's a tradition to hang the family's shield with the family crest on the wall.
Yes.
So
there's also text about the green tunic that says, "Today is the day to celebrate. It is the day that you become the same age as the young hero spoken of in all the legends." In the olden days, this was the day boys finally considered to be men. They were taught the ways of the sword, prepare them for battle with their enemies. Trying to get to the part where the shield's on the wall. Yeah, basically it says what you're saying. It's family tradition for them to put the shield on the wall.
So,
but it is the same shield that belonged to the Hero of Time, so that is a bit interesting.
Yeah,
he had to get rid of it. But he also had a different shield when he left for Hyrule to go to Termina. He had was it called the Hero Shield as well?
Yes, it is also called the Hero Shield.
Yeah.
Yes, and then in both games, in both Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, Link ditches the Hero Shield as soon as he finds the Mirror Shield. So, but I feel like, that's like pretty heavy evidence that that Wind Waker Link is related to Ocarina of Time Link in the same, or at least that they have a common ancestor or something, that they're related in some way to the Hero of Time. Obviously, he can't be a direct, like, great-great-great-grandson like Link in Twilight Princess, because he doesn't exist as an adult in that timeline anymore.
Yeah, it could have been something like...
Who knows?
There has to be some crazy thing to go on for it to be the Hero of Time in Wind Waker, but it points... Like, it definitely references the shield belonging to the Hero of Time. So, maybe... Like, I don't know.
Unless it's, like, a different hero that they reference. Because I think in Minish Cap you get a similar shield.
Yeah, Minish Cap you have the Hero of Men that they reference.
Yes, but the shield Zelda gives you in Minish Cap, I think, is the same design. One sec. But
Minish Cap was made after Wind Waker.
Well, exactly. It's made after, and also the shield in Minish Cap can't be the same one. The design is the same, but in Minish Cap, the big Goron changes that shield into the Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
So he doesn't swap it out for the Mirror Shield. He transforms it into the Mirror Shield.
Wind Waker implies that this shield belonged to an old hero, most likely, but not fully the Hero of Time.
Yes.
And he gave it to someone, passed it down, and then... Yeah, but you have to remember, when Wind Waker first came out, there was no child timeline, adult timeline. It was one complete... Everything in Ocarina of Time happened. The adult, the young. So it's implied from Wind Waker, I guess, that adult Link, or after he became an adult or something, he just, like, once he became an adult, he had the shield. And then he passed it down to someone, or he passed it down along his family, but then that's retconned when Twilight Princess launched. Which almost didn't happen. Because Twilight Princess would have been Wind Waker 2. So it could have
That's
been
true.
one concise timeline. But
yes, I'm making Axel
America
happy if that
changed
were the case.
yes.
But we North Americans screwed up the timeline. It's our fault. But yes, it's like almost it's heavily implied that there's the relation there in some way. So he has to, again, like obviously I don't think he's a blood descendant, like, or not blood descendant directly the same way Twilight Princess Link is, but in some way related to the Hero of Time, and that there's some lineage there, or if there's, I don't know, a sibling or cousins, who knows what, for the Hero of Time. But yeah, that, or maybe they just think they are and they're not actually. Who knows?
So they have their family history all messed up.
That's always a possibility.
Well, I forgot the explanation, but I remember a long time ago I came across a theory that suggested Link's grandmother was Malon, or a descendant of Malon from Lon Lon Ranch. But, which is theoretically who Link marries in Twilight Princess's timeline, but Wind Waker timeline, he just doesn't exist, so I don't know how to explain that, but there was some sort of explanation given there, which maybe it was a shield that while he was an adult, he didn't, like, it doesn't show it in game.
Yeah.
But for, like, he comes across it, like in Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, a lot of the items are optional, so maybe it was something, like it could have been the design for a shield that was meant for Ura or something, and then they reused it in Wind Waker. And then maybe they thought they were still going to sometime release Ura, and just as it was supposed to give you all these new items that were scrapped, they said they reused the dungeons, everything in later games. Maybe this was a shield design that was also reused. So it could have belonged to the Hero of Time, just not like used because Ura never came out. So that's my explanation.
Yes. But as far as being in Twilight Princess goes, it does seem likely that this would be, like, we've seen him now with the Hero of Time with Deku Shields, then Hylian Shield, Mirror Shield, Hero's Shields, Mirror Shield again, with different Mirror Shield, and then the shield, the round shield that he's got is the Hero's Shade. So it's not unlikely that if he came back to Hyrule, he went through some other equipment, you know, especially because he's wearing heavy armor as opposed to his classic tunic as well.
Yeah,
as the Hero's Shade. So,
like, it's suggested that he becomes a knight of the royal family, which is why he's buried in the graveyard next to the castle.
So it seems likely that, you know, he had different. If he went on a third quest, he had different equipment for it.
Is that the same shield design or the same shape they have for the guards of Hyrule? Or do they even have a shield?
Most of them have, I think, just spears, but in the cutscenes, I think they're showing some with shields.
Alright, I'm Googling
in
this.
Twilight Princess. But most of them are depicted as having spears, I believe. But yeah, so it's okay.
The Twilight Princess.
Feels like a pretty...
It's not the same shield they have. The design is kind of the same, or at least the shape.
Right.
But it has like the Master Sword with the Triforce is at the very top instead of the center. So.
Okay, I have to find this now.
Yeah, it's called the Holy Hylian Shield, is what this describes it as.
I can't spell. The Holy Hylian Shield. Oh, I see. I see. So it's got the sword and then the crest and the Triforce at the top.
Yeah, but the shape
it kind of reminds me of the royal shield in Breath of the Wild. You know?
Yeah, it does.
Just like the long shape and the gold and black design.
That's interesting. Alright, so before we move on to questions, final thoughts, Daniel.
Theory feels tight to me. I don't know. I don't see any flaws in it or like loopholes. It just feels like there's still some like gaps in it. to be honest, just like because we don't have enough information available, so we kind of have to use conjecture to fill those gaps. But it makes sense to me that there would be events between Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess involving the hero that we haven't seen yet. Like, he wouldn't just go and do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, after saving Hyrule, going and saving Termina, coming back to Hyrule, and he just kicks back and does nothing. There's almost certainly events there, and I always felt like, as the hero shade, like this is a hero who did all these things, and he went on more adventures after and did more stuff, and that's why he's such a weathered and so skilled of a hero. You know, because the moves he teaches Link, you can't do in those games. So he had to, I think, probably learned them afterwards, or invented them afterwards, or something like that. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
All right, I think we can go on to the mailbag.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. What is the time code? 120. All right. So I will do the intro for it, and then you can take us to our first question. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, sir.